Watch as Braun Strowman and The Big Show demolish WWE ring. The main event on Raw from Columbus featured The Big Show and Braun Strowman battling on Monday in Columbus, Ohio. The big men put on feats of strength and agility during the give-and-take bout. However, the finish left the crowd roaring in amazement. It's not the first time the gimmick ring has been totaled by The Big Show's mass. However, the storyline has been used infrequently enough that it remains jaw-dropping when it happens. WWE star Natalya reveals she developed an eating disorder following tragic death of Owen Hart. WWE star Natalya was the latest guest on Lillian Garcia's podcast Making Their Way to the Ring, and during the lengthy conversation she revealed for the first time that following the death of her uncle Owen Hart in 1999, she developed and struggled with an eating disorder for years. "This is the first time I've ever talked about this, Natty exclusive, but I had an eating disorder when I was 18 and it lasted for they say it never really goes away, but it spanned the course of about 3 years. I went from 160 pounds, in the course of 2 months after my uncle Owen died. The summer that my uncle died, I lost 40 pounds in 2 months. And my family was really scared and I remember being very angry at them and thinking like, why are they confronting me? They should be happy, I look great. I didn't realize it until years later how crazy and scary I looked losing that much weight. I was wearing kids' clothes and it was a really hard time for me, but I was reeling from the tragedy of my uncle passing away and how that affected my family, and also I think because my dad wasn't a part of my life because he was working, and busy, and gone." Natalya said that she was inspired by former SmackDown Women's Champion Alexa Bliss, who has been very open about her own struggle with anorexia. Bliss revealed that while training to be a college cheerleader, she dropped from 120 pounds to 80 pounds in the span of 6 weeks. "I actually talked to Alexa Bliss about it when she came forward and said she had gone through this. I said I just give you so much credit because it takes a lot of courage to talk about it. You know, since that happened I just never ever shared that publicly with anyone. It was just something I just didn't want to have to relive, but then I also thought, again now that Alexa has talked about her situation it made me really respect her more. Because we can actually raise awareness and help teach young girls that going through something like this is very common. It's actually becoming a lot more common with body image. It's something lots of people go through, whether it's bulimia, or anorexia, or binge eating disorder. Me getting into wrestling helped cure that eating disorder and I never looked back." Fan creates stunning WWE promo for potential AJ Styles vs Kenny Omega match. From the brilliant channel, GTS Edit Wrestling, that brought you the Shawn Michaels AJ Styles Royal Rumble Dream Match promo a few months ago, here is an incredible promo for a potential WrestleMania headliner next year in New Orleans, AJ Styles vs Kenny Omega. Styles and Omega, the man who recently had a fabled 6-star Wrestle Kingdom match against Kazuchika Okada, never got to face off in New Japan as they were both part of the Bullet Club faction. Omega did hit his one-winged angel finisher on Styles, though, as he was removed from the Bullet Club just before jumping over to WWE. "There was a time when I was in New Japan, especially when AJ was there, and I was sort of delegated to be, you're the cruiser guy, AJ's our heavyweight guy. We know you can wrestle with the heavyweights, we all know that, but," he says, "guess what? AJ's here, so AJ's going to be that guy and you're going to be that guy." So I said, okay, completely fine. I think AJ's one of the greatest of all time, so I had no qualms about kind of being second banana to him even though I wanted to be first banana. It remains to be seen if Omega finally comes to WWE when his contract expires in early 2018, but he's on record as saying a potential dream match with Styles could lure him to America. The main reason why I would go to WWE is because I would love to have a match against AJ Styles at WrestleMania. If I'm being truthful, before AJ hangs it up, and before I start to degenerate as an athlete, I really want to have a big match with him on the biggest stage possible, so that is a career goal of mine. WWE made drastic changes to both the Raw and SmackDown rosters with last week's Superstar shakeup, and among the swaps was a commentary table trade. David Otunga, who served as the third voice on SmackDown Live alongside Tom Phillips and John Bradshaw Layfield, will be switching to Raw in place of Byron Saxton, who debuted on SmackDown last Tuesday. Otunga was not a part of Raw last week, however, and he'll be out for at least the next 6 weeks to shoot an upcoming movie titled Katrina. WWE revealed Monday that in his place will be a former Raw commentator who had been relegated to pay-per-view kickoff shows. While new Raw commentator David Otunga is spending the next 6 weeks shooting Katrina, an upcoming action film, WWE Hall of Famer Booker T will be temporarily joining Michael Cole and Corey Graves at the Team Red and El Stas.